The most successful PR campaigns don't rely on a single headline. They combine multiple media channels, earned, paid, owned, and shared, into one coordinated story that moves audiences from awareness to trust to action. In this lesson, we'll break down how to integrate all your PR efforts into one cohesive strategy so every placement, podcast, and post works together instead of apart. Because one article can get attention, but a system of articles, podcasts, and social proof creates authority that compounds. And that's the difference between a one-time hit and long-term momentum. Step 1. Think like a conductor. Every PR channel is an instrument. Media features, social media, speaking, podcasts, ads, email, video. Individually, they make noise. Together, they make music. Integration means controlling the rhythm and message across all platforms. If your podcast message, press coverage, and social posts tell different stories, the audience gets confused. If they reinforce the same narrative, the effect multiplies. At Auto PR, we call this approach the visibility flywheel. Visibility, authority, trust, revenue. Each channel feeds the next, creating self-sustaining growth. Step 2. Anchor every campaign around the core narrative. Every integrated campaign begins with one central idea, the narrative thread that ties everything together. This isn't just your brand slogan, it's the emotional through line that defines what you stand for and why people should care. Ask, what change are we creating in our industry? What misconception are we correcting? What promise do we consistently deliver on? A cybersecurity company's narrative could be, we protect small businesses from enterprise-level threats without enterprise-level costs. Once that story is clear, it becomes the filter for every PR opportunity. Every podcast interview, media feature, and speaking point should reinforce that single message. Step 3. Sequence for maximum impact. An integrated campaign is built in phases. Pre-launch. Build anticipation with the press release, teaser videos, and short social updates. Launch. Publish earned features, sponsored content, and podcasts simultaneously. Post-launch. Follow up with case studies, reviews, or expert commentary. Each phase fuels the next. Your audience sees consistent reinforcement, not random activity. This sequencing is what gives campaigns momentum and makes journalists take your brand seriously. Step 4. Repurpose every win. Most brands underutilize their content. They'll land a feature, post it once, and move on. But a smart PR team repurposes every win across multiple channels. Here's how to turn one media hit into 10 touchpoints. Convert a Forbes article into a LinkedIn post summarizing 3 takeaways. Pull a quote from that article and turn it into a branded graphic. Record a short reel about what you learned from being featured. Send the link in a newsletter with a personal reflection. Add the outlet's logo to your website's As Seen In section. This repetition doesn't annoy your audience, it builds credibility through consistency. Step 5. Align teams and tools. Integration only works when your marketing, PR, and leadership teams share information. The biggest mistake companies make is siloing communication. PR doesn't know what marketing is promoting, and sales doesn't know what's being published. To fix this, implement a shared PR calendar. Track all content releases, speaking events, and campaigns in one place. At Auto PR, we integrate PR strategy inside client Asana boards or CRMs, so everyone sees what's live, what's coming next, and how it ties to results. This prevents duplicated effort and ensures consistent messaging everywhere. Step 6. Balance earned, paid, and owned. A balanced campaign leverages all 3 media types: earned media, credibility and validation; paid media, amplification and speed; owned media, control and long-term value. Earned gets attention, paid gets reach, owned builds permanence. For example, a startup could earn a feature in TechCrunch, run a sponsored Forbes piece to expand exposure, and post a deep dive blog on their own site. Now that single story exists across all 3 pillars: seen, shared, and saved. Step 7. Layer in social proof. Integration isn't complete without social reinforcement. Every major PR win should cascade onto social media platforms, especially LinkedIn. This builds peer validation and virality. Here's a powerful formula: headline plus gratitude plus insight. Grateful to be featured in Business Insider discussing how founders can build credibility through earned media. Here's the mindset shift that made the biggest difference for me. That's not bragging. It's storytelling with humility and value. Encourage your team and network to engage. Each like or share increases visibility, which in turn increases the value of the original media placement. Step 8. Measure what matters. Integrated campaigns aren't about vanity metrics. They're about business outcomes. Website traffic from media features, inbound leads or speaking invitations, SEO gains from backlinks, engagement and brand mentions across platforms, changes in sentiment or authority perception. At Otter PR, we measure both quantitative and qualitative success. How much visibility increase and how the audience now perceives the brand, because perception is the currency of public relations. Step 9. Recycle what works. Once a campaign performs well, clone it. If a specific angle earns strong coverage, repackage it for a new quarter or region. If a podcast episode resonated, turn it into a guest article or short video series. Integrated PR isn't a one-time sprint. It's a system that compounds. That's why our clients at Otter PR often see bigger returns in months 6 to 12 rather than their first 3 months. Momentum multiplies when strategy compounds. Integration is the bridge between visibility and influence. One press feature can start a conversation, but a connected system of media, social, and storytelling builds a reputation that lasts. When you stop thinking of PR as isolated wins and start orchestrating it like a campaign, your brand becomes impossible to ignore. And that's the difference between companies people hear about once and brands they remember for years.